Hello and welcome, my dear friend. I'm going to say something wild, and your spirit will recognize it before your mind does. The vault is already humming. Somewhere in the unseen, a two-key system is waiting. Heaven holds one key, and the other is being formed inside your character. When both turn at the same time, doors don't open. They glide, like they've been expecting you. Sudden wealth is taxiing on the runway, but it doesn't land on empty hearts. It lands on prepared ones. Tonight isn't about hype or a jackpot fantasy. This is about an assignment. The blessing approaching you is not loud confetti, it's quiet authority. And authority feels different in the body. Your breath slows. Your thoughts get clean. You stop counting pennies and start counting impact. You've already noticed the rehearsals, those tiny internal upgrades no one else saw, the way impulse lost its volume, the way generosity started visiting you before the money did, the way labels that once made you feel seen suddenly looked small. That wasn't random, that was heaven installing infrastructure so acceleration wouldn't shake you loose. Here's the truth they rarely say out loud. Increase exposes interiors. Money doesn't upgrade identity, it amplifies it. It's a soundboard. If resentment lives in you, the knob turns up. If gratitude lives in you, that rises too. That's why the fire came first. God's been teaching your hands how to carry something that would collapse without weight behind it. Because blessing isn't decoration, it's a tool. Picture a master jeweler setting a rare stone. Before the stone ever touches the ring, the setting is forged, cooled, tested, and tested again. The value is in the stone, yes, but the safety is in the setting. You have been the setting under flame. That pressure you hated, it shaped you so nothing precious would fall out when life starts moving at God's speed. Let's be plain. Increase multiplies options, and options multiply temptations. That's why your appetites have been brought into order. That's why late-night scrolling lost its grip. That's why you no longer need to be seen to feel valuable. You're being calibrated for custody, not applause. Heaven isn't simply willing to bless you, it's ready to trust you. And there will be warfare at the door of elevation. Not theatrical chaos, strategic counterfeits, offers that look like opportunities but smell wrong in your spirit. Partnerships that feel urgent. Contracts with fine print that try to claim your influence along with your name. Remember this. Peace is a data point. If your peace goes missing while the pen is in your hand, the answer is no. Divine provision never requires you to mortgage conviction. You may also feel the circle thinning. It isn't pride, it's precision. Not everyone has clearance for the next room. History with you and health for you aren't the same thing. Love people, bless them, but protect the mission. The resources coming are not souvenirs to pass around. They're seed. Seed for voices that need microphones. Seed for houses of refuge that don't exist yet. Seed for solutions that have been waiting for a builder with steady hands. This is why shame is breaking off you. This is why the old scarcity narrator is losing the mic. Your future requires tenderness and teeth. Soft where people are wounded. Steel where systems are corrupt. If you've been asking for confirmation, here it is. You started acting like a steward before the deposit hit. You stopped buying to prove and started planning to build. Your questions changed from, how do I look successful, to, will this free people? Will this last? Those aren't the questions of someone chasing wealth. That is wealth in motion, taking notes on where to land. I want to talk to the quiet fear that still whispers, what if I'm not ready? Readiness isn't the absence of nerves. It's the presence of foundation. You have a foundation now. Private obedience, clean motive, generosity that didn't wait for surplus. You didn't broadcast the process, but heaven counted it. There is a ledger over your life, and it isn't written in luck. It's written in faithfulness. There's another layer coming into focus, the speed. When the keys finally turn, acceleration won't feel reckless. It will feel right, like a door gliding because it recognizes the name engraved on it. People will call it sudden. You'll know it was scheduled. People will label it luck. You'll remember nights where you traded applause for alignment and impulse for integrity. The harvest will look fast, but the roots are ancient. You'll feel the tug to prove something to people who misread you. Resist the theater. Your life is already the evidence. The real strength is clean peace. The real crown is forgiveness no one thought you could give. Release what wants to turn your heart into a courtroom. You don't need a verdict to move into your future. Listen, there is a reason you were hidden. Not ignored, hidden. Hidden people learn to hear God in rooms without microphones. Hidden people practice excellence without an audience. They become immune to the cheap sugar rush of being seen. That immunity is priceless where you are headed, because when favor pulls you onto bigger stages, the applause won't be loud enough to buy your soul, and the criticism won't be sharp enough to make you fold. If your spirit has felt like it's pre-remembering a life you haven't lived yet, that's alignment coming online. The vault is humming, the tarmac is clear, the setting is ready for the stone, and you, steady, clear-eyed, are about to discover that what the world calls wealth is just one part of what heaven is about to trust you with. There's something else happening beneath the surface that few will understand. Wealth doesn't just elevate, it isolates. The higher you rise, the quieter the room becomes. Not because you've changed, but because the reflection of your elevation unsettles those who never imagined you here. Some will distance themselves without a word. Others will linger with smiles that don't quite reach their eyes. And in those moments, you'll realize solitude isn't punishment, it's preservation. This is where clarity sharpens. When the noise fades, you start hearing God in frequencies you missed before. You start seeing who was connected to your struggle and who was actually connected to your soul. Wealth doesn't just add, it subtracts. It removes what cannot stand in the new climate. The circle shrinks not to starve you of love, but to save you from sabotage. And in that stillness, you'll notice something unusual. Doors opening without you knocking. People you've never met studying you quietly, measuring the way you move when the crowd isn't watching. Gatekeepers, investors, hidden allies. They are not impressed by flash, but by faithfulness. They are not moved by how loud you are, but by how steady you've been. They're not funding potential, they're backing character. And your consistency in the shadows has become louder than 1,000 pitches. Sudden wealth, when it comes to chosen ones, isn't random. It's precise. Heaven times it only when the ground is clear of distractions, when your motives are no longer tangled with performance, when your heart is steady enough to carry blessing without distortion. That's why your timeline felt stretched. It wasn't slow, it was exact. Every delay was a layer of protection. Every closed door was redirection. Every silence was God shielding you from rooms where your gift would have been used but never valued. And here's the paradox. When it hits, it won't feel like conquest. It'll feel like responsibility. You'll realize this isn't about flexing on those who doubted. It's about funding what heaven whispered. Your wealth won't just purchase, it will plant. It won't just decorate, it will deliver. It won't just lift you. It will lift bloodlines, communities, voices that thought they had no microphone. But don't be surprised when unhealed hearts misinterpret your rise. To them, it will feel unfair, as if you skipped the line. They'll forget the nights you prayed, the years you carried what felt invisible, the sacrifices no one applauded, and they'll call it luck. They'll call it coincidence. They'll even whisper about shortcuts you never took. Don't waste your breath trying to correct them. Their opinion is not the assignment. Their disbelief is not your burden. Instead, let your life preach what words never could. Your consistency, your generosity, your peace. That's the real sermon. That's what makes bystanders squint, not because you shine too bright, but because your light refuses to flicker under pressure. And yes, old ghosts will try to resurface. People who once overlooked you will suddenly remember your number. Some will act like nothing ever happened. Others will offer apologies that sound more like negotiations. Wealth has a way of drawing the past into the present, but here is your crown: forgiveness without reopening every door. You can release them without reinstating them. You can bless them without binding yourself again. That's what royalty does. It refuses to turn blessing into revenge. My dear friend, you were hidden so long that even you began to wonder if God forgot. But now it's clear. He wasn't keeping you out. He was keeping you safe. And the moment the vault opens, you'll see why. You weren't being prepared for a quick thrill. You were being built for a legacy, for answers only you could fund, for movements that won't carry your name, but will carry your fingerprints across generations. Wealth in your hands won't look like the world expects. It won't echo with noise. It will pulse with nourishment. It won't be a spectacle. It will be strategy. It won't just upgrade your lifestyle. It will rewrite history through you. And when that weight lands, you'll realize it was never about sudden money. It was about sudden meaning. Because heaven isn't trying to make you rich. Heaven is trying to make you reliable. And now it can. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If you found value in this message, please like the video and share it with others who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe and continue your amazing journey by watching one of the videos showing on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.